Today we're going to be looking at a lot of people's favorite character, the 2015 Core Elite, Ogre version 2. Now Ogre was released earlier on in 2005 as part of a different series of the Core. Back when they didn't have any names or there was no good guys versus bad guys, they were just characters. And he was some kind of a nuclear testing guy. But we'll talk more about that in this review. So let's take a look at version 2 of Ogre. This is the 2015 Core Elite Ogre version 2. Ogre was first released in 2005 in the Core Special Forces series. He was released alongside his brother, Troll, who at the time shared the same body type. During this series of the Core, the characters didn't have names, but they were part of one of 4 Special Forces units: the Orcas, Wasps, Ruse, or in Ogre's case, the B.U.C.K.S. B.U.C.K.S stand for Bionuclear Contamination Squad. That sounds more like it should be B.U.C.K.S or B.N.C.S. Then again, the military is full of acronyms that don't make 100% sense just to make cute words for units. Surprisingly, Ogre is another one of the Core's more popular characters. Now I'm not sure if that's because he comes packaged with one of the girls, or if it's his overbearing presence. He is obviously a bruiser and heavily armored, even though we now know that it's just a nuclear suit he's wearing. But isn't a nuclear suit just shielding? So he really is heavily armored. Let's take a look at Ogre's accessories, and he does come with one. Ogre does come with his huge shotgun. It looks futuristic, so it's probably some kind of a, I don't know, energy blaster shotgun type thing. But there's the handle, there's no trigger on there, but there is a guard, and of course something to hold on to the side, and then the barrel. On the back side, the shotgun does come with a peg, and that's so we can put it on his back. Now I'm not sure if we would consider this part of the wearable weapons series, but I mean, it is a weapon and it is wearable. Now the shotgun comes with a really wide handle, so he can't hold it traditionally. According to GrizzGeek, we have to put the handle in his hand, sideways, and then you put the other hand on the peg. And this would be the most optimal way of him holding onto his shotgun. Let's take a look at Ogre's articulation. He does have a swivel at the neck, so he can move his head from side to side, and we can move his arms straight up. He does have a bend at the bicep, and a swivel on his arm. He can also swivel his waist. His legs go up about that far up, and bend down about that much. Let's take a look at Ogre's features. He does have this metal plate on his helmet, and this hose. I think that's a remnants from when he was in the B.U.C.K.S. Coming down his face, he does have a scar in his eye, and he does have a really high collar. Going down his arms, he does have these red lines here, and just like the other curse figures, those probably indicate his AI nanomachines. Coming down his sleeves, he does have straps, and he does have these little covers for his hands. And then of course, he's wearing some gloves. He does have a couple of straps right here on his shoulders, and one coming straight across. He also kind of has like a pull tab or something right here. But the skull is kind of covering everything up. That skull definitely looks like something out of the Punisher. Turning him around, we do have those other 2 straps for his backpack, and we can see that the hole is actually accented here, but I'm not sure why. He does have a belt that goes all the way around, and it has 2 big pouches. The front of his belt buckle has a hoop. He does kind of have like this armored skirt on the bottom. Goes all the way around. Going down his legs, he does have these knee pads and shin pads. They're both put together by these 2 straps. They go all the way around his legs. It looks like he does have stirrups on his pants. That's on both sides. And he does have military boots. Underneath, we can see that there is some detail, and the mold for this figure was made in 2005. Now we'll take a look at Ogre's bio. We can find his bio in the same place we could find the other bios for the Core Elite, thecorehq.com. Codename Ogre. Real name Axel Braz. He is part of the Curse, Anti-Core, Cybernetic, and Warfare Division. Primary skills: Munitions Expert, Berserker Brawler. Ogre is the older brother of Troll and the muscle of the two. Separated from his brother during the Russian conflict, Ogre resorted to a life of crime, eventually being caught by the top mob boss of a Russian crime syndicate and raised in the ranks of the family. By the age of 18, Ogre was already 6 feet 8 inches tall and the undefeated champion of an underground fighting league owned by the Russian crime syndicate. Ogre specialized in ambush-style warfare, using his skills in large munitions and berserker-style brawling to dominate his opponents. After fighting alongside his brothers in the Marauders, the Curse offered to enhance his strength. Their nanotech would line his muscles, making him incredibly strong, fast, and strikingly agile. Because of his giant size, the Curse could inject Ogre with a triple dose of nanotech that would have broken most soldiers. Now, he is the strongest brute the world has ever seen. With Ogre and his brother fighting for the Curse, they seem almost unstoppable. What I like about Ogre's bio is that they actually call out the Marauders, and that's really cool. That's definitely something that's been missing from the other bios. Ogre is one of those characters that bummed me out when I got him alongside Snakebite and Buckshot. Even though Buckshot would be considered a worse figure due to his articulation, I do prefer his look over Ogre. It wasn't until later when I learned to appreciate the power of Ogre. He looks like a complete a-hole to me, and it looks like any little thing can tick him off. Then, you find yourself waking up from a 2-year coma, and you learn that Ogre kicked your butt so hard 2 years ago that you were out for that 2 years. I do like that Ogre and Troll are brothers, and that they were originally released at the same time, in the same team, in the same uniform. This takes their backstory and makes it deeper than the average core action figure. His new uniform looks great, and so much more menacing than the original. I get the Punisher references there, and it's cool because they changed it enough to be its own thing. For you Ogre fans out there, don't worry, looks like he'll be back in the next series of the Core. I hope you enjoyed my review of the 2015 Core Elite Ogre version 2, and stay tuned as next time we CQC the Core's version of Solid Snake, Dozer version 1. Ogre does come with this huge... Ogre has this armored helmet, so it has the metal plating on front, and I'm not sure exactly what this is, but it looks like some kind of a hose, remnants from when he used to work in the nuclear. And he looks like he might have this hose here, which is a remnant, and this hose on the back. I think that's back from when he used to be in the... And looks like a hose. That hose is probably from back when he used to be... Back when he used to be on the Bucks. Real name? Ogre. Code... Eventually being caught by the top mob boss of a... Eventually being caught by the top mob boss of a... Eventually being caught by the top boss... Eventually being caught by the top mob boss of a Russian crime syndicate and raised... Top mob boss, top mob boss, top mob boss, top mob boss. Eventually being caught by the top mob boss of a Russian crime syndicate and raised in the ranks of the family. God, this writing is terrible. I do like that Ogre and Troll are brothers and that they were originally released at the same time in... Unknown caller. I do like that Ogre and